Hey guys, HotRod08 here, and welcome to today's Challenger VOD review. Today we are going to be watching a support game of our Gone by Spring, playing Pyke, versus Talbot, who is playing Yuumi. Now, this is going to be an interesting match to watch, mainly because Pyke wants to get a lot of those hooks in, that early game aggression in the laning phase, whereas Yuumi is most likely going to be attached to that Israel the majority of the game, and Israel himself can farm and poke from a long distance, so it's going to be probably pretty hard for Pyke to get as much aggression as he truly wants to get within this laning phase, but he might decide to be roaming towards mid, which might be easier, which is our Zoe versus their Victor. That matchup with Victor's mobility is not anywhere near as high as like an Israel would be, so it might be an easier lane to actually get something done. We will have to see. Another interesting fact is our AD carry actually isn't an AD carry this game, but is actually a Nico. She is going AP most likely, since she does have her AP starting item down here. But between Set, Lee Sin, and Pyke, they do have enough AD damage overall around the team that probably shouldn't matter much. Now, you can see here that Pyke is actually stopping this lane, and what that does is it makes that minion line closer to the enemy side of the map, and with that, that is going to make the wave push all the way back towards their side, and the farther in this lane that the Israel and Yuumi are away from their own tower, the easier of a time it's going to be in order for Pyke and Nico to get their kills done. Now, they did find a pretty good hook onto the Yuumi early, which has gotten her pretty low in health. She's had to use both of her health pods at this point. You can see they're completely gone, so she's going to be pretty low on health if she ever gets caught. Now, you could say this is worse for us because the Nico only has about half health at the moment, whereas Israel has about 80-85%. They do have a gank coming in here. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Pyke was able to get barely ahead of that Israel with the E, and Israel actually used the cleanse over here in order to try to get rid of the Pyke E to save himself, but he just ended up taking too much damage. And you can also see here that this wave, whenever they get into a decent position, you can see that the wave is still pushing with this huge wave into Pyke's side of the map. So Israel, when he does get back to lane, he's going to be missing minions, and this is going to be an unsafe position for them to be able to get damage done onto Pyke and Nico. As an unsafe position, Lee Sin is yet again trying for the gank. He ended up missing his hook there, but that's fine. They're causing a lot of pressure anyways with how that lane is going at this point. So see here, it's going to be a lot of the same for a while. Their goal is just going to be able to freeze this and try to get a hook onto the Israel when they have time. And you can also see that Pyke is still using that bush to its full potential in order to try to get that priority. They weren't able to get the root down. he knew Israel could E away, so he didn't try to do the E himself, but they did get some more damage on him. If they can just get Root down with Nico, they could probably do the double stuns between the both of them and be able to get some more kills in Israel. He is pushing for those hooks, though, still. Pretty patient. I don't know if Pyke should have killed it, though he probably would have been better for Nico to get it, but still cute. Might just not matter. As much as double kill for the Pyke, he is going to be an absolute monster this early game. I'm assuming he's going to get some Moby boots so that 0-1 get around the map fast. We'll see what he ends up going when this actually switches back to us. He did go regular boots, but he had enough money for the lethality item, so he is focusing a little bit more on the lane, which is fine too. They've got themselves a pretty strong position in the bot lane so far. Looks like mid, the Zoe isn't doing the best against Voyboy at the moment on Victor, so his goal might be more to snowball this bot lane as opposed to roam at this point, just because they are doing so well. They did just ping out with Zoe. He's gonna try to help here. So he knew as soon as he hit the hook, he was immediately pushing his E button back. So if the hook was thrown about right here, and he threw it from here, as soon as it pulled him back, he jumped all the way back with his E, and he knew he had most likely no way to escape unless he had flash, and it was a very simple stun to end that off of. And he is going to be right back in this game, trying to hide in this bush the majority of the time, so the enemies don't know where he is. That's probably one of the best things I've seen so far, is his utilization of his bushes these games. He loves to not be showing himself, and it does cause pressure in that lane because you don't truly know where that Pyke is, or if he's charging up a hook or not. Now Lee Sin is topside as the gank onto our set shown. So you do have to be careful with Rek'Sai possibly coming down here if they don't know where he fully is. I think they just saw him on Scuttle though, so between those two, they are going to head down and see what they can do here. They don't find him though. They're pinging a lot in mid. But we're going to come back down here. Let's see how they decide to keep the waves here. They might start trying to freeze this again. I think they did have an ability to push if they wanted to. Looks like Nico doesn't really want to at this point, so he's just going to have to throw as many hooks as he can with the wave being stuck a little bit closer to mid around this line. Now, if he had the hook still when they got the root, he could have done something there, but they kind of timed their abilities. That was really smart. Getting the double kill there, that was pretty easy. Usually it's better to save your ult for when they're stunned, but both of them didn't have a flash left to use. I'm assuming Israel had a flash to use Yuumi, since he's attached the whole time, doesn't have a flash, so she's not going to get out of there. And he's the ult's pretty easy on her. Looks like they're having a lot of ping communication, trying to kill Boy, but he's doing a pretty good job dodging everything. See how low he is on mana. We'll see if he's able to get out of this. This looks pretty dire for both of them. But they are playing this. Shield from Moonset. There's no way they're going to be able to get Oh, wow. Another shield from Lisa. That's pretty cool. I would like to say Pyke was the one that did a lot there, but really Lee Sin's abilities going through, and Pyke keeping himself alive. Big difference there too. Looks like they're just gonna try to push this lane. With both of them, that's gonna crash in the tower. Not in too bad of a position. It also depends on what Pyke decides to go here with Goldie, as Lee Sin is currently down here on Drake, though. So their team's going to be able to get that. I think that's the first Drake they've taken this game. I don't remember them taking it first. They might have, though. No, they haven't yet. So that's the first Drake they've taken in the game about 11 minutes in. So we did get the first support lethality item for Pyke, so he's going to be able to get some good vision control down here and have that lethality damage too. Yuumi ult there. And a good flash on his part, but they did get messed up as well in that transition. Between Pyking vision and a little bit more health, there's not really a reason for him to go back to base at this point, so he's just going to try to find a decent position on them. They probably think he back, so he's betting on them to come into this bush, or for them to do this full all in up to the point. Nico's pretty low. It should be a pretty so Pyke is, I think that's the fourth execution he's done this game, so his team is pretty darn fed at this point with the gold that he's giving his allies. Looks like yeah, that was really nice bolt stun they did there. If you time it right, you can use that jump and then the E afterwards to get stunned. That's exactly what he did. He didn't greed for the execution damage on mobility that time, and sometimes guys find ways to use that ult for the mobility and just a little damage as opposed to the execution. Pyke did hang out a little bit long in that battle. You could give the shutdown gold, might not be fully worth it. He did get 2 kills still for his 1, but with how many kills he had and assists, he probably he'll probably still get the amount of money for the other team pretty equal. He's not going to have that bounty on him anymore, so he can be a little bit more aggressive without having to worry about that extra money going to any of the enemies. Oh man, that was pretty close on that timing. Yeah, one thing that GONEBYSPRING is good is really using those bush covers to his advantage on his Qs. He's able to get a lot more of these Qs hit just using the Fog of War for advantage. Wow, I'm surprised he actually went for that. But he was able to get the stun off while Yuumi was out, reading that damage again. Been doing a lot better in these spikes, and I really expect that. They really need to run up this point. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I could see why he's trying to be aggressive there, but when we were back at the beginning of that, whenever we get back to the bottom, he should have just made his way out about right at that point. I think he had a good chance of escaping if he would have tried at least, but still not the end of the world by any means. They are, he's still 7-2-7, and their team is 5k gold ahead at this point. Does help. They get the double gold from the Pyke. Does get double gold, but he is nevertheless doing rather well for himself. So he's gonna rocket through. It looks like Drake is gonna be up in 15 seconds. He might be worn out. It looks like more he's gonna go help mid instead. Rek'Sai just showed up around Zoe though, so he's gonna see if they can save him. They're getting a teleport from behind, so kill him. He is just showing his full colors of being aggressive. Well, he didn't account for the when he went for that play. He used his hook first in order to hit the enemy, and then usually the enemy gets dragged back, and then you aim this point for the X, and he ended up aiming too far back and not actually being able to get the full ult combo there off. So a little bit of a miscalculation on his part, but one of the things about Pyke is he you just have to constantly be aggressive with him. There's not really any other playstyle you can do rather than being full-on aggressive with him in order to get his kills. Over and over trying plays. So next thing I'm going to assume is he's going to start warding up for this Drake side. Yep. He's just waiting here for any opportunities to either get anything in the lane or where he was sitting in that bush. You know, Pyke is unique that he has that assassin mentality to him. It's kind of nice to see him just hanging around like that, looking for those kill opportunities. You know, sometimes they're not going to work out for you with someone coming around, but you never know until you try. He actually, I'm surprised he didn't throw out that hook at least. He waited pretty long in order to throw out. He might have wanted to wait till the very last second. Actually messed up, but he'll get himself back from this majority of it anyways. Using the pink wards again. Try to get some nice hook angles. The next objective they have to think about is going to be a Baron in 1 minute while they're heading to the top side of the map. They're probably going to see if they can be aggressive or it's like Rek'Sai on Zoe, but he's probably not going to last too long. Pretty easy kill. Pyke maybe wanted to try to let another ally get that. This Pyke seems to be in that full carry mode that he'll take any kills that he can possibly get, whether it's the best for him to get her. Not, I guess he trusts in himself enough in order to be the carry on the team. We'll see if he goes out of his way to start trying to give in kills over at any point. Just gonna walk over and take the cannon. Yeah, it's definitely all me attitude when it comes to this game. And that's probably every Pyke player, though. In the game, if you're gonna be a support and you don't want to support, you're gonna play Pyke to get as many kills as you can. So I get it. Get out of there, trying to stay close enough to help if you can, while at the same time not being too close to die. That was good old, very tip of that whole range with that. Pyke just completely going off the rails, 14-3 and A. He is taking that mentality as the carry for the team. They're taking advantage of the Baron taking without right side being live off that. They already have top lane pushing out, bot lane pushing out, mid is right in the mid line. So they really have anywhere they want to go within this game. They have Drake coming up in about a minute and a half. That would be the next side they want to focus. They'll want to be on the bot side when Pyke goes and gets his ward set up. So I'd be surprised if he ends up moving up to the top side with that info in mind. We'll see what his exact plan is. Looks like he's going in a full assassin mode, though. Actually, I was expecting him to possibly greed for that gangplank, but the power getting this pressure is going to be much more worth it in the long run. Chase for gangplanking side lane. That just in time he was super low. So what I've been talking about Pyke is usually it's a lot easier to wait for that CC right there. He ended up missing because he didn't have that CC down, so Pyke's damage will be a little bit limited without the hold, but he's still fishing for the hooks when he can. With Drake up and then being low health, I don't see them really being much more aggressive, though. They're probably just going to go back and try to get that third Drake. Try set up for the Drake soul that is going to be inevitably coming up soon later. 5 minutes after they get this Drake, and set, they will do that. That would be just going to worry about taking the enemies. Can't. So even though he doesn't have the best wave clear anymore, it's still good to take away that gold from the enemy when you do have possibilities. I'm surprised if he stays around 2 much longer. I guess the potential goal, though, from that lead setup. So he's going to have easier time actually taking that. So, with the next objective up, being about 2.5 minutes away with that Baron that's going to be coming up, they're just going to be looking for picks. He's probably going to be using his full board and scanning to get rid of as much visitors as he can, while still being a threat to the enemy and getting down. Again, right there, been having CC down. Yeah, still down for the remainder of this fight. He's starting to get the game, part of the game, as Pyke was not as easy to actually get anything done. I'm surprised they backed off, though. I thought they could have done at least something. I think he wimped out just a little bit, trying to save his Guardian aspect of that. So again, if they all three would stay, they would at least take him down, even if it was at this point, if they're not going to be able to push the wave, they're going to have to wait until Baron comes back up. Pyke's starting to get to the point in the game where he's not going to feel as impactful, even if he's got a lot of items. So his goal is going to be continually getting up that Baron side of the map, possibly, potentially just hiding those bushes, being the assassin that he normally is, and getting control of the map that way. Israel's out of position, so they're more than going to go for that hit. Pretty. Looks like they're going to mid. Try to save the ally there. Boy, I think they're still carrying to carry the game. I used the old stun again though in order to get the range up, so we didn't use that time. I feel like he's honestly chasing. I don't see the point of them going this far, just 5-8 one side. They could have just continued pushing mid with everyone else, but Rek'Sai is not going to be up for a while. Mountain's going to be up in 30, so it looks like they're going to go to Mountain first and then most likely Baron. Whereas our GONEBYSPRING is base first, get his whatever items he needs. He's already got 3 lethality and his Guardian Angel, so I'm not sure exactly what he would go. He actually has all his slots filled up, so he probably just has a pretty good abundance of cash at this point. And there's not really anything for him to get rid of. The 4 wards that he has is going to be tremendous for his team to keep that vision up, and he's 4 items. He might maybe eventually go crit if he gets enough might, but he's got to get pretty high up there to get to that point to even be thinking about going a build like that. So I saw Yuumi was about, yeah, they're up here towards their side map, and they're probably doing that as we speak. But they're going back to try to stop that potential bearing them. Israel and Victor, good lord, if I remember, both them down. Ult, you should in order to steal that, but usually it's just in vain. And as long as they don't get themselves caught, this should be a pretty easy game for them to wrap this one up on. He was trying to be aggressive with Israel and making himself out of position. He's going to be able to use that Guardian Angel in order to guide himself. Now he's going to have to be a little bit more careful, though, as he's not going to be able to be as aggressive as he was anymore. Just because he's have a lot higher risk. Dying, getting up into that ult. Unfortunately, without that speed, but I think it's really going to and then even with what I'm alive, are they really gonna be able to pull this gun back? Good. Oh wow. So you can see they're up almost 30 kills. They were before that fight, and they're up still, even at this point, 14k gold, and they're getting ace. You can tell how much of a snowballing champ Pyke is, and how he doesn't exactly pull his weight once he gets to this point in the game. And then they've got loft scaling between Gangplank and Victor on blue side, so they do still have a chance of coming back in this if our red team with Pyke is impatient enough in order to continue charging like that into the enemies by himself and trying to fully assassinate. I feel like once you get to this point, you have to start thinking about protecting your carries as opposed to you being a carry yourself as Pyke. You need to learn at what point you need to go on peel duty, and then, you know, if the time is right, you know, switch back to being an assassin. But he very well might just want to start switching to the Zoe to feel like main fights start happening. That feeling Zoe is going to be the one that is going to be fully carrying the game for our dear red team at this point, with her 14 and 6 stats and 5 items, well, 4 items and boots built. Let's see if I am correct, though, if Pyke's goal is going to be healing for her, if he's going to still go on carry mode himself. So he's probably wasting no time as soon as he went out the hook, he got the key out, so he wouldn't get caught out himself and take damage. Yeah, he's hanging back pretty far. He can't exactly. He doesn't have a lines necessarily. Did get a couple kills, but they have to wait until they get back to them in order for this to work in their favor. So table that was and now it's all about the pretty wrapped up game. At this point, it took them just a little bit to get to this. A very simple thing that they were able to get himself pretty far ahead as that Pyke. So, I hope you enjoyed this VOD review of this Challenger game. If you want me to do more of these types of videos, like this video, comment below. I would love to have your support the channel and subscribe as well if you want to get notified of upcoming videos. Rather than that, I will see you on the next stream or video. Thanks much.